Welcome to the MeltDown. We're talking the business of sports with host Vince Thompson, the president, founder, and CEO of Melt, one of the leading sports marketing companies in the country.
Welcome to this week's MeltDown. I'm Vince Thompson, founder, chairman, the CEO of Melt, one of America's largest sports marketing agencies. And boy, have we got a fun topic for you. So make sure that you follow me on social media at the Chatham Flash, at Vinny Inc., at Vinny Inc. on Twitter, and LinkedIn Vince Thompson. We're having a lot of fun. And don't forget, great news, the new book's coming out this fall, Build Brand New. Tons of traction in the marketplace for this. Going to be a much needed item for entry-level job seekers in America. It's going to be very, very tough in the job market going forward in our space. You know, prayers with everybody, with your family and where you are this week. But we're going to try to have a little fun this week. And the topic today is the case for drive-in tailgating in college football. Obviously, college football and playing college football and the safety of our kids on their campus and the safety of the student athletes is and continues to be a much debated topic in America this week and continues to be. And we know, though, that the kids want to play. And so if the kids are going to play, and we're going to unpack a lot of this today, and we're going to talk about this in just a little bit, but we know already that it's going to be limited seating and limited capacity in the stadium. 101,000 at Alabama, 91,000 at Auburn, and so on, so on, so on. So it won't be that way. It may be a quarter of that capacity. So here's the premise. We know that tailgating is one of the most popular pastimes and hobbies in America. We know this across the country, not just for college football, but obviously professional football and other endeavors. And not only is it a great hobby, you may be grilling on your Traeger grill, you may be icing your ice cold Cokes down, shameless plug, and your nice Yeti cooler and all that. But there's also a lot of emotional connections to tailgating, particularly in the South. There's always the old joke, you don't want to be a wedding planner in the South in the fall because you can't plan your wedding during the fall on a Saturday because nobody will go to that. So there's a lot of emotions, there's a lot of alumni, there's a lot of camaraderie. It's a lot of things that people look forward to, as we say, those 6 Saturdays in the fall. So you just see how massively popular this is. I mean, people are willing to drive. They've got these beautiful Prevost buses. You've got companies popping up like the Tailgate guys who sort of do it all in one. But we look forward to doing this all year. So I've been going back to Auburn for dang near 35 years. And it's just a special occasion. You see your friends, you see the progression of our life stages, you see their kids at school. Many times you see they have grandkids now. And there's so much more to it than just going to the football game. And in fact, a lot of people don't even go in the stadium now because of the sophistication of satellites and technology. So it's frequent, 6 to 10 times. We spend a lot of money. I think actually this number is pretty low compared to what I see. This appears to be like a bar tab for most people at their tailgates. Obviously, it's the food, it's the vehicle, it's the games, it's the you plan your whole fall around it, and you can even see that people really get creative and really emotional about it. And that's the thing that we're going to talk about today. Right now, who's playing and who's not playing? The SEC, obviously, we're all slated for kickoff on that weekend of the 26th, 27th, 28th. Big 12 and the ACC, obviously, and I've talked about this a lot. The Big Ten is continuing to lay a big egg with how they're doing it. I even saw a proposal this week where they're going to play the games in January, February, and March in professionally domed stadiums. And then they're going to ask these kids to segue into the spring, and then they're going to ask them to segue into the fall again. Don't think so, Commissioner Warren. Don't think so. And so a lot of pushback on that. We'll see where that goes. But and we read this week that my favorite thing, ESPN College Game Day, is still attempting and trying to figure out how to get to these college campuses. Now, let me caveat this by saying, obviously, everybody's safety and health is the most important thing. And let me say that the safety and health of our student athletes is the most important thing as well. So I'm caveating all of this as well, but I think there's going to be some upside. These kids want to play. I've been impressed with their unification and how they've all bonded together. We've talked about a lot about that. We'll talk more about that in the NIL, but you can see the stats of the capacities of being able to go into the stadiums and not. But that's about to lead me to a big conclusion for you, because, limited seating, 10, 20, 30%. Good news is most universities and athletic directors are going to let the students go, and they take priority, which I just absolutely love. Their student fees go to impacting the athletic department budget. Here's what I know. Fans and alumni are coming to these college towns for the game no matter what, whether anyone likes it or not. Why is that? We're all cooped up. We want to get out of the house. We're willing to be safe about it. As I talked about, the emotional connections, the camaraderie, we miss people. We've been at our homes for almost 6 months now, and virtual learning and virtual businesses and virtual Zooms and it's just we're not designed to live this way. And so my premise is people are coming to these college towns. And so I've had extensive discussions with many mayors. You saw our meltdown with Mayor Ron Andrews of Auburn. They know people are coming. They know people are coming, and they want to do something right for them. They want to do something that makes them feel good. They want to make sure it's safe. They want to do something to contribute to the local economy, because we've talked about the impact of people not coming into the games. Now, I don't believe there'll be 80,000 people coming to Auburn, for instance. But let's say there's 10 or 20,000. They're going to see their kids. They want to see their friends. The limited access to bars and places to watch the game, and so, but they just want to be a part of that spirit. So what are we advocating? This could be the rise of a new trend in America: drive-in tailgating. We've seen it with movies. We've seen it with concerts. We've seen it with church. It is a renaissance of drive-ins. So why not, if we've got all this space and tailgating's been banned in places like Auburn and Oklahoma, and homecoming's been banned, people are going to come. We've got wide open spaces. So why can't we put a big-ass screen up? Easy, right? We'll work with the local mayors. We'll work with the city. We'll work with the university. We'll work with safety, insurance, permitting, liabilities. We'll safely social distance the automobiles. Drive-in tailgating. One little minor detail we've got to fix, but I'll call my friends at ESPN and Fox and CBS today, and I'm quite confident they'll clear it today. But we have to have permission. Obviously, we have to have permission to transmit that game on the big screen. But you can run the commercials. They get the eyeballs. There's so many other things that fans can do. They can come out, buy their gear. Here you go, right here, Heritage Throwback. They can bring the local food trucks from the merchants across town to generate revenue for these merchants and these restaurants who've been suffering. We can recreate and replicate virtual game day traditional activities at my alma mater. Can you imagine an incredible virtual Tiger Walk? Can you imagine access into the locker rooms and the sidelines, and Gus Malzahn's mouthpieces as he's calling these plays? It could be a revolutionary and revolutionize how we consume college football, similar to what Goff recently did with Peyton and Tiger and Phil and Brady. It was an intimate look. Fans want more. They demand more. They want that intimacy. They get it through the phone. Believe it or not, electronic intimacy is what we'll say. We will work in conjunction to make sure this is a safe thing. But it's for our sanities. It's for our soul. It's for good. It's for our students. It's for our student athletes. It's for our local merchants. And it might not be 80,000 people in Jordan Hare, 100,000 people in Bryant Denny, but it's a good start. So those are my thoughts on the Meltdown today. As I said, you can follow me at Chatham Flash, at Vinny Inc. on Insta, Twitter, and I'm on LinkedIn. Don't forget the new book. If you've got a student or you're a parent that has a student that needs help with their personal brand building, their career, their virtual Zooms, their virtual resumes, don't forget, Build Brand New, out this fall. I'm Vince Thompson, founder, CEO, chairman of Melt.
Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at MeltATL, and follow Vince at Vinny Inc. and on LinkedIn as Vince Thompson.